7th. We're not like.
We haven't gone there yet.
Maybe that's a good thing. Pick on all the little.
Yeah. Okay. We're good to go.
We're good to go. There we go. I'd like to acknowledge that we're meeting today on the traditional unceded territory of the Comox First Nations, and that the Comox Strathcona Waste Management Service area includes the Coast Salish, Kawakawak, and Nuu-chah-nulth territories. Call the meeting to order and approval of agenda. Thank you. Closed meeting. Okay, that the board adjourn for the subsections of section 90 of the community charter, 90-1E and 90-1K. And finally, that the closed portion convene immediately following the open portion of this meeting. Here we go. We already moved in second. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried.
Move adopted in minutes.
Third, do we have a fourth? Going for a fourth. Business arising? Oh, call the question, sorry. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Business arising, none. Petition delegations, none. Reports? We have the Regent Road property acquisition update. Sorry?
Yeah, I think it's the white page.
I got the white page.
Yeah, there it is. It's the second page. Sorry, part of that.
Oh, I apologize. The year-end review of illegal dumping prevention program. Thank you. Discussion?
And we do have a staff report.
All in favor? Yeah, we got a staff report.
Okay, Mr. Chair, thank you very much and good morning to the Waste Management Board. Vivian Shaw, our Senior Manager of CSWM Services, will be introducing this report for the board and will be available for any questions that follow. So Vivian, over to you.
Thank you so much, James. Through the CEO to the chair and the CSWM board, good morning. This report is actually was going to be previously presented by Michael Dennison, who's our bylaw compliance officer, but unfortunately he's off sick. So I get to toot his horn for him this morning. So this report here is to provide an update to the board on what we saw and how we did with the illegal dumping program over the past year. This program really tries to tackle illegal dumping by focusing on the education aspect of the work so that people understand what it is, why and how disposing of waste improperly damages the environment, the community. And then there's also the enforcement aspect of the work to hopefully, with the intention to make offenders think twice about repeating these behaviors. So there's really good news in that we saw a drop in the total number of illegal dumping across the region last year. We went from 56 reports in 2023 to 40 reports in 2024. So these stats are, again, really encouraging and it proves that the program is working and is effective. And just for context, for those that are newer to the board, this program started back, we started tracking the illegal dumping sites back in 2012. And since then we have tallied over 1,000 illegal dumping sites. And when illegal dumping is not addressed properly or enforced, it sends a message that it's okay, it's acceptable, and encouraging people to continue to do more of the same. So yeah, once those sites, I'm sure we've all encountered them, once a site is established as a dumping ground, it can attract more dumping over ground. So through this bylaw, illegal dumping program, we've seen a drastic reduction in those illegal dumping sites throughout our region. So as part of that decrease, Michael had indicated that majority of these can be really attributed to fewer reports, specifically around abandoned RVs. Those had spiked in 2023, with 15 RVs reported. And thankfully, other agencies like MODI and the RCMP are working with the local towing companies in handling a lot of these directly now. So we're seeing much fewer of those coming through our system. On the enforcement side, which is really important, and we've talked about this through the solid waste management plan and how we're going to be tackling the reduction of material that could be otherwise diverted. Staff issued 3 written warnings last year, and those resulted all in folks cleaning up the mess themselves, which was usually the desired outcome. And most importantly, more importantly, we've also issued 4 actual violation tickets in 2024. That's a zero, going from 0 from the prior year. So it is really, again, with us starting with the education component and without being totally heavy-handed right off the hop. So we are starting to focus on that now. Bylaw staff did also spend some time out at the waste management centers, both here in Cumberland and up in Campbell River as well, including weekends to provide those site visits and providing oversight and supporting our operational staff. Based on those visits, they were able to make recommendations on things like better signage at the sites, how we can use cameras to more effectively be used for deterrence and enforcement. They've also helped us by doing things like checking vehicle registrations to follow up with issues when they are raised, and looking at dump sites near the center and advising staff on how best to document those so that we can properly follow through with enforcement. All of these stats are provided to you in the appendices, which shows the breakdown of reports by area, electoral areas, and the municipalities. And yeah, so overall, we're seeing really great things with the numbers starting to trend down, and staff are continuing to be busy on both the enforcement side and the proactive work at the transfer stations. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions from the board? Director Mawhinney.
Thank you, Chair, and thank you for this staff report. And my question was just that one of the last things you talked about was the bylaw enforcement visiting the transfer stations. And I guess I'm not quite understanding the illegal dumping if they're actually at the approved facility. What does that mean exactly?
Sorry.
We have folks that try to place things in the free zones that aren't truly free. For example, notably like black bags of garbage where they get tucked away. For example, the HHW days, we operate those on certain days here in Cumberland and alternate days in Campbell River. So on those days when they do come, sometimes they want to just leave the material behind and tuck them behind the shack or elsewhere that's unspeakable, so that we can actually, so with the camera technology that we have, we're able to actually see and be able to do the necessary follow-up. There are also the folks that say on the things like asbestos drywall type situations, when they don't have the proper paperwork and we turn them away. Oftentimes we do find them strewn just outside of the waste management centers. So though in those instances, we have better documentation now to be able to do the follow-up checks if needed.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that context.
Any other questions? No, thank you very much. So we already received that, correct? Okay, moving on to Quadra Island Recycling Depot update.
Move it.
Thank you. Discussion? All in favor?
Yeah.
I'm sorry? Do we have a presentation? Oh, okay. Please.
All right, thank you, Mr. Chair. Vince Van Tongeren is our solid waste analyst, and Vince, this might be the first time you're presenting to the solid waste board. Vince has been with the regional district for quite some time, but new in the role with the solid waste management team. So welcome Vince to the board, and your presentation today is the Quadra Island Recycling Depot update. Vince is our solid waste analyst. So Vince, over to you.
Okay, great. Yeah, thank you, James. Good morning, directors. Yeah, this report provides an update on progress towards a Recycle BC depot on Quadra Island and presents a budget amendment for the board's consideration. A new recycling facility for Quadra Island that accepts a full range of Recycle BC materials is a longstanding priority for the CSWM service. Recent progress on this project includes a long-term lease for a centrally located industrial zone property is now in place. Geotechnical investigations of the lease parcel have been completed and are informing the structural design of the building foundation. A contract for a facility operator has been awarded. We are working with an engineer local to Quadra Island to provide structural engineering services for the project. After an unsuccessful summer 2024 request for quotations for supply and install of a prefabricated steel building, quotes were sought directly from several steel building suppliers in early 2025. Out of this process, a Canadian-made steel building package that best meets operational requirements has now been ordered. The cost for supply and install is higher than the original quote used to determine the project budget in 2022, leaving limited remaining funds to complete the additional project elements, including site preparation, foundation and slab construction, fencing, and fitting out the building. This leads to the recommendation in the report that the 2025 to 2029 financial plan for Service 391 be amended by increasing the capital projects provision for the Quadra Island Recycle Depot project by $198,000 to be funded by a transfer of funds from the Capital Works Reserve. And with that, we're happy to answer any questions.
Directors, any questions? No? Oh, there we go. Director Moini.
Thank you for this report. I'm really excited to see that there's progress, and I'm hopeful that my fellow directors will support this budget amendment. I was curious if you have, if this amendment is successful, if you have any idea of the timeline of when we can expect the recycle depot. It's been kind of like always just a little bit ahead. We've been waiting for it. I remember it used to be that it was November 2022 when it was going to be fully operational. So I'm just curious if you have any information on a timeline.
Sure, yeah, I appreciate the question. So the timeline we're currently on, with the building ordered, the building package ordered, we're going to be working on work to complete the foundation over the summer. The building package should arrive by late summer and be constructed at that time. With everything, if everything falls into place, the building should be ready for operations by early fall, is what we're aiming for.
Okay, thank you. Any additional questions? Seeing none, thank you very much. Vote on receipt. All in favor? Opposed? Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Number 3, Northern Community to Community Meeting Summary. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Sarah Willie will be introducing the staff report. And Sarah, excuse my notes here, Sarah is I'm just gonna get your title, Sarah. Apologies. Sarah is our Manager of Solid Waste Planning and Policy Development. Sarah, microphone over to you.
Thank you through the CEO to the chair. And I know it's a mouthful, James. I still can't have it roll off my tongue. So I don't expect you to have it at hand. I'm very happy to present this report to the board on a really successful event that we held back in early April out in Zabalas. It was a well-attended event both by the community and by on our second day by community leadership members. I think just smiles all around, really. Mother Nature even came out and blessed us with 2 spectacularly sunny days in Zabalis, not a drop of rain. Don't know how, but it was amazing. So yeah, I think there's a lot of information within the board report, just sort of specific to what we were presenting. But you know, we were there to make sure that community members, you know, were aware of and understood why we were closing the landfill, and what that meant for them. We also took the opportunity on the first day to get some input on use of facilities from them in order to have that inform what comes next, you know, how we design that transfer station and or if a transfer station is the right fit. So we did a really fun day for the community on the first day. This was a UBCM funded initiative, so we're grateful for that money that allowed us to go above and beyond in terms of consultation in the community. So we came into town with a few tubs full of clothes. We support clothing swaps here in the the local communities, and we often end up with an excess of clothes. So our educators store that material and have relationships as well with consignment stores in town. So we were able to bring a good selection of clothing, both kids and adults, and have sort of a giveaway rather than a swap scenario in Zabalis. A few people, though, did bring some clothes, which was really great to see. I think we joked that we might have left with more than we came with, which was not the hope. Yeah. And so we snuck in the consultation, you know, as people came in and mingled, and what we saw was some people came and just stayed for the day. They plunked themselves down at the table, and it just became a community gathering point with people just sitting around, yeah, shooting, gabbing. I can't say that swear word. So yeah, and that transitioned into a meal. We were really fortunate to find a local who provided the meals for us, both dinner, breakfast, and lunch the following day. So the community gathered for a meal. We had probably 40 to 50 people in attendance there. And then we rolled into bingo. That was fantastic. Asley was able to secure some prizes for folks, so that was always a big draw. And of course, we had extra prizes for those who were participating in the consultation. So yeah, following that, we had a movie night for kids if they chose. We brought in a popcorn machine from Cumberland that was donated, and overall just really great. Lots of kids around, elders and people from all the communities. Nechatlet, we had a Hattis representative as well during the community portion of the event that first day, and great representation from the village of Zabalis. So the following day, our team sort of split into two. So we had our educators head to the school, and they'd been there in past years and had found it to be a bit difficult to kind of parachute in. And they had a completely different reaction this time, having built that rapport the first day. So they had a great day with the kids, doing a lot of sort of a junior school and a senior school function. And then we got down to business with the leadership from the nations and the village as well. We had representation from SRD. So CAO from SRD, Dave Leach was in attendance. James Warren was in attendance. The Cayucit Chucklasset CAO, Cynthia, was in attendance. We had representatives, elected officials, SRD, Deputy Chair, Director Jack was there. We also had Director Wally attending, and alternate director, and now I'm blanking, from Zabalis. Colborne, alternate director Colborne, thank you. She is the mayor, yes, but on this board, she's the alternate director. I think I did it right. Yeah, thanks, James. Yeah, and staff as well from communities. So it was unfortunate. Hattis Nation had a conflict with a great community event they wanted to support, which was a member of their community had become successful and was putting on a play, sort of speaking to their lived experience that was happening in Victoria. So a number of community members and leadership traveled from Zabalis down to Victoria to support their community member in that initiative. So we didn't have representation from Hattis Nation on the day two, but our facilitators, two great facilitators, Pam Shaw and Neen Kravats, followed up with the Hattis and incorporated their feedback into the overall report. So yeah, we look forward to next steps. We have one of the outcomes from the meeting was a UBCM resolution to put forward. You'll see the language in the recommendations. And our second recommendation is that we proceed with implementation of the next steps as outlined within the report. And that really is to continue to support operational agreements through municipal service agreements. Some of those are our responsibility. Some fall with the municipality and between nations. We're going to continue to research options on the path forward and report back to the group on what we think is feasible. As mentioned, the resolution and a number of sort of more specific items. One major thing that came through the conversation that was unexpected but really pleasant was willingness from Cayucit Checklisset First Nations to potentially join the board here as a voting member. So that's something that we're working at a staff-to-staff level and in exploring. And there'll be certainly more information brought forward to the board at a future date. But we look forward to considering that in the future. They're a member of the hospital board, and there's certainly other services within the SRD that they participate in as they are a full SRD member. I'll leave it there, and if you have any questions.
Directors, any questions at all? Online? Seeing none. Thank you very much. We're on receipt. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Yeah. Director Von Esch just put his hand up. Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Move to. We had a second discussion. All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Thank you. Number 4, the CSWM resolution status report. Thank you. Discussion? All in favor? Opposed? Seeing none, motion is carried. Bylaws, resolutions none, new business none, amendment none, media questions none. Termination of open session. We just go into closed session. Thank you. Do I have a second? Discussion? All in favor? Opposed?